Hello guys, we're going to talk about the winter storm that's out there brewing. It's definitely quite the winter storm, and it's going to have potential to put down anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of snow in my area. The farther south you go, you can be winding up with close to 2 feet of snow. Literally 2 feet of snow. Because let me go back over here. And let's pause this right here. You got 26 and 25 inches of snow. So right here, there's 25 inches of snow in that little area. That's southern Missouri, Ozark area, Springfield, Branson, etc. Now you come up here to St. Charles County and O'Fallon area, my neck of the woods. 21 inches, 20 inches, 19 inches, 18 inches, and this is the 10-to-1 Kuchera model. And this is also the NAM. So the HRRR is showing very similar. This is going to be a very catastrophic event. This is a major winter storm. This storm, like if you look at it, it stretches all the way across the map, man. I mean, look at that. It stretches across the whole map, the whole center of it. That's a big, huge winter storm. But this is not the only thing that we are watching. I'm watching the ice potential very closely. And here's why. Let me go over here. Let's go ahead and go all the way over here. The ice potential is down here in the southern states. So we got that, but that doesn't look too bad there. Let's go over here to the GFS. And then let's go down here to where it says freezing rain. Alright, so that's it changed a little bit. So let's see. Let's go back up here and check that other model. That would have been the NAM 3 Combs. Let's see what that shows. Alright, so you can see it's already starting to build up in the southern states across Texas. That's where that ice is going to start, is in Texas. Now you can see how she's moving up north. Now Missouri is right here. That's right underneath Missouri. Now let's go back and let's stop this. And then I'll also explain to you guys why forecasting the winter weather is not easy. Alright, go here. So now if you look at this, the totals actually on this run are down more. Let's go to GFS real quick. Oh, okay, this one. The snow depth on the CFS. This one's even crazier. 32 inches in Arkansas. 16 to 24 inches in my area. 22 and 21 inches in Springfield. Northern Missouri, looking like Hannibal, Quincy, anywhere from 7 to 10 inches of snow in northern. Central Missouri, you're really looking anywhere from 17 to 17 to 24 inches on this one. This model run is blown up on that. That's impressive. Alright, ready. Now, so let's play this. Let's get this thing in motion for y'all. That's insane. Alright, so now we got this. Let's go check the HRRR out real quick. This is where it's going to be the most crucial point. And you know this one about 24 hours ahead of time, which is right around this time frame actually. Yeah, this is significant ice right there. An inch. Ooh, one inch right there. That's pretty significant right there. Now the total snowfall in the Kucherov. Let's go ahead and play this. You can kind of see how it builds up from up here too. But then watch down here. The two storms collide and starts going that way. So, with that being said, I did an M3, I did an M, I did that, an M3 comes. Did I do an M3 comes? Let's see. Just trying to checking out different model runs, just so you guys can kind of see the different scenarios of what could happen. And then once I get done showing you guys these model runs, then I'm going to turn around and show you guys and explain to you guys my part of the prediction of the forecast on what I think it's going to do. Now let's go back down to the ice accumulation. Here's the significant ice weather. Yeah, this is what I've been looking for. Oh wow, yeah. That's just incredible ice amounts. Like, wow. 2.7, 2-inch. Texas is gonna get. They could potentially get 2 inches of ice in Texas. That is very, just catastrophic. And like, okay, for instance, let's go over here. Let's go here. Exit. So, okay, 0.5 of ice is 150 pounds on power lines. 1 inch of ice is 600 pounds on power lines. It's 2.5% times 2.5 times heavier. 1.5 inches of ice. So 1.5 inches of ice is 1,300 pounds. That's 500 feet of cable, 5.5 heavier. So on a 500-foot cable, you're looking at 1,350 pounds. 2 inches of ice would be 2,400 pounds on 500 feet of cable. And that's 9.6 heavier. I mean, that's a lot of ice. Now, if you go back over here, let me go back to my Facebook. Well, yeah, Missouri is now in a state of emergency. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys. Oh, hold on. Right below Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, I want to say down to Texas. All this area is going to get significant ice. I'm going to tune in real quick. You look right here, that's 2.78 inches of ice. Right below. Sorry about that. I thought the volume was going to be so crazily high. Mississippi, I want to say down to Texas. There you go. This area is going to get sorry about that, guys. But this is what it was earlier. This was the run earlier, 2.78 inches of ice. And that's right below Missouri. Missouri's here. Kentucky. All that's there. But the model runs are constantly changing. Constantly changing. So, with that being said, you go down here. Winter storm risk probabilities are rising. It's definitely increasing. Once again, this is insane. Oh, the red right here, that really dark red, the really light red. This is a huge event. And normally I don't make big deals out of the big weather events, but showing totals like 8 to 12, 12 to 18, 18 plus, 15 to 20, 6 to 10, 8 to 12. I mean, look at the differences. You got 8 to 12 here. Ramps up to 15 to 20. Then it goes back down to 8 to 12. Then it goes to 12 to 18. It's just, it's bouncy so much that you see these very thin cutoff lines. These are like 3 to 5 bands of snow right here. Now, the 6 to 10 is the purple right here. And you see how thin that is? So, any shift in the track is going to make a huge difference down here. And the reason why these are less down here is because they are going to get swamped with a lot of freezing rain and ice, sleet, snow mix. So you're going to get that sleet, and then you're going to get the snow that's on top of that sleet. But like still, 15 to 20, like over here, you shouldn't get no ice. I'm not expecting the ice to go here unless this thing makes another trend to the north. But this is incredible. These are two other ones that I got off the internet. This is 8 to 16 inches, and that's the ice storm down here. Widespread power outages. This is going to cause power outages. The snow up here, it can cause power outages. 8 to 16 inches of snow is a lot of snow. 24 inches is, we have the potential to get 24 inches of snow. That is a lot of snow. Even 8 to 16, I mean, this model, I think they could have done better, closer to the range, because that's just a crazy wide range right there. I mean, that's just, I want to say that's probably going to be, I'm going to go more to 12 to 16 on that one. Winter storm watches span over 2,000 miles. This was earlier today that I was pulling up on models. I've been studying the storm. When it comes to winter weather, you have to understand the storm. You gotta be the storm. You gotta kind of read the storm as it's coming across the Colorado Rockies and over the mountains and coming into the plains. You have to understand what that storm's gonna do, how that storm is, so you're pretty much getting into the storm to understand the storm more. You're pretty much understanding it and reading that storm. It's not all about looking at the models. These models, yeah, it's okay, but these ones always over-exaggerate. Always over-exaggerate. I mean, a week ago, this was showing 30 and 40 inches of snow. And this obviously it ain't gonna be no 30 or 40 inches of snow. There's just no way. I mean, 12 to 18 is a bunch. but it shifted a little bit more north, and that's why down here in southern Missouri, in Springfield, Ozarks, Joplin, all that, y'all gonna be looking at it. I would say probably 18 to 20 inches of snow at least. It says 24, 26. We'll see if we get that much. It all depends on where these heavy bands gonna line up. So wherever these heavy bands line up and they track across, that's gonna show you, and that's gonna give me a better understanding. And once that storm comes into the viewing area and into Missouri, and once it starts hitting into the Missouri, you'll be able to watch how it progresses. And when you see those snow bands, because right now trying to predict where the snow bands are, it's going to be really difficult. You see how there's a very thin layer of blue, the very thick layer of blue up here. Then you got this pink, you got the white. It's not, from here to here, that's probably 50 miles. I mean, that's not much. If you look at Missouri, Missouri split 1, 2, 3 different colors. Most of Missouri is getting 8 to 12. But there's potential for spots wherever the heavy bands of snow track that we could wind up way over those numbers. And I've seen it happen before. Now with the ice storm, everybody down south, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, you guys are in for a major ice storm, and I would prepare now. Generators, get food, make sure you have all the necessities, get flashlights, make sure you have your NOAA radio, your weather radio, whatever you can have, that if your power goes out, that you can still have communication with the outside world. Because with that ice, nobody's going to go nowhere, because you ain't going to be able to go nowhere. I mean, you're talking 2 inches of ice potentially. And I seen one model run where that was 2.78 inches of ice, and that was on that was a big wide span, and then you're gonna have snow on top of that. So I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting. It's still very interesting. A lot of uncertainty on where we're gonna get the big snow, what's gonna happen. But right now, my prediction that I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna say most of Missouri, this whole part of Missouri down here, the southern part of Missouri, from the central south into Arkansas, you're gonna wind up anywhere from 18 to 24 inches. If it plays out the way this models show, that's what it's gonna be. But I've been reading the storm, I've been studying the storm, I've been watching the storm. I got to understand the storm. I got to really get a feeling for that storm of, is it going to die out? Is it going to come back? The low pressure system's just incredible in this storm. I mean, you got all the ingredients for a major, historic winter storm. And this is not like just any other winter storm. This one is just, it's going to be one for the textbooks, right? I tell you that. So let's go ahead and get out of this. Let's go back over to Pivotal. Let's go check out the Kutra on the GFS, because I don't think I checked that out yet. Go ahead and let that play. While that plays, I'm going to go grab me something to drink real quick. I'll be right back. I mean, you guys can see just how much this has progressed. And the new model run, when it comes in, actually the new model run will come in about 10 minutes. So once that new model run comes in at 12 o'clock, midnight, then I'm going to check it again. I already know probably going to change, but it's not going to change too much. Everything's starting to fall right into play to give you an idea of what it's really going to do. And this is insane. Like, hold on a second. Let me rotate my phone. There you go. Like, you can see that. Like, for instance, right here, that's a heck of a lot of snow all the way up into there. Actually, there, let me take a drink of my drink real quick. Alright, so, let's just play around with this real quick. Let's go ahead and go over here. Oh, might help if I pause it. Okay, look at this. This is over here. And this side, I'm happy you got 50, 67, 40, 31. I mean, you got some big numbers over here. And that's been showing big numbers for a few days now. Now you start working your way back down here, like Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama. You guys are gonna get all the ice, more than likely all the ice down there. Unless somehow it changes, but that's where it's looking for you guys down south. Be very careful if you guys are in the southern states. Like I said, make sure you have water, flashlight, all the necessities, a weather radio of some sort, so you can hear about what's going on in real time. Flashlights, like I said, because your lights are probably more than likely going to go out. If you have generators, do not plug those in inside. Do not bring those inside. You have to have those in a well-ventilated area. I see people making this mistake all the time. Please, for the sake, do not bring any generator of any sort inside. It's going to put a lot of fumes inside, and it can potentially be very dangerous. So, I mean, it's just like having a car parked in a garage with the exhaust fumes going. You can't breathe that in because you're going to be taking a long nap. And we don't want that. Alrighty, so let's go over here and look at the upper air moisture. The 850 mil dew points. Let's see, hold on. Over here. You can kind of watch this storm work its way up too. So that's what we're gonna get. Beside here, this is one thing I forgot to, I almost forgot to mention. Let's slow this down. Hold on, let's go back a couple spots. You guys see how that thing sweeps across? Look at that. Let's go all the way back. So look, you see how we got the first storm here. Coming up. Texas is already getting slammed with ice. That is Saturday. And that is the 09Z run. This is the 12Z. You can see Texas is getting slammed. Now Missouri is starting to get the snow. This is the first system. We got this is a two-part system. This is the first system right here. And you kind of see how the snow lingers. So I would say Saturday, when it does kick off, like, okay, tomorrow night, for instance, it's going to kick off. Let's go back. Let's see exactly what it's going to kick off. Let's go. So look, this is Friday at the 15Z. That's 18Z. It's 21Z. This is still Friday. This is Saturday. So this is tomorrow night at midnight. And you gotta go there before we wake up in the morning on Saturday. We're gonna have a snow-covered ground already. It's gonna be that quick. So let's see. You can kind of see how the snow lingers around there. But if you look at the ice, look at all that purple and red. I mean, down here, this is not good down here. That slither of red, man, that's and all this purple, that's that ice storm. All this blue is all the snow. I mean, you can see the heavy snow starting to build up right above that ice. I bet you right here is going to be a mix. It's going to be a mix right here. And then it's going to start switching over to snow as you move into Missouri. So as you go north, that's when it's going to transition to some snow. So let's go ahead and fast forward it. So you see how the snow, the snow over here, kind of very, very light in Missouri up here. That's ice storm's getting a lot bigger down there. I mean, you can see how it's stretching out. And the ice storm just exploded. Look at the red. Now we got the red all the way up here from Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, all that. And then the ice gets a very, very well-known structure. And now Missouri's out of it for now. That's the first storm. So in the first storm, I would say we're probably going to get probably at least 6 inches out of the first storm. The second storm is what you got to watch. You see how that sneaks up. And I mean, honestly, that was supposed to be 6 hours later. That changed. And in 2 minutes, these models are going to change again. But these are just what I'm looking at real time, live right this second. And then see, this one is a 9Z on Sunday. So the other storm was Saturday. This is Sunday now. Then you got that heavy band of snow. Look at that dark blue. Right here where the cursor is. That's heavy bands of snow right there right now. And then it kind of races off there. But if you look at this, we're going to still wind up a significant amount of snow. Let's see. Let's go to this. Let's go down to the winter weather again. Let's see what the total freezing rain looks like on the wrap model. So the RIP model does not show too much of ice. So you can see the ice right here. It does not show that much, which is actually decent. But let's see what the total Kuchera shows with this model. See, that one doesn't show much. Sorry, it's been a long day going over models, and reading the storm and getting to understand the storm. It's been a long day looking at this stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna go back with this. This one seems to be really consistent. See, that's the total snowfall at 10 to 1 ratio. 7, 9, 6, 5. But then you go to this. And it's a whole nother animal. Oh, actually here. Let's go ahead and refresh it. So now, the new model data has now came in. So let's see. Let's go over to here. And let's see what it's going to do. Kutra. It's still showing pretty significant, like it's still showing pretty decent. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I'm still gonna, oh yeah. See, I told you the 25 was over exaggerating it. So that's this total snow depth. Let's see the Kutra. See if it's still showing that crazy 25. No, but it's showing all of Missouri, even farther up north now. It's getting more. 11, 10, 9, 12. 14. Springfield, you're looking at 17 to 20. Let's see what the H triple R. Actually, no. Which one was that I was looking at? Brain fart. I believe that was a GFS I was looking at. Wow. Those numbers just dramatically changed. And that is kind of alarming. Why is that changing like that? That's interesting. Because that's where all the ice is going to be. So now that's changing. Let's see what the ice shows. Is this changing more? Alright, let's see. Oh my god. Oh, there is the crazy amounts. Oh my god. 7, 4. .45. Whoa, almost 3 inches of ice. Holy Nikes. Yeah, southern states, you guys better be up on your A game. Wow. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama. Now is the time to start preparing for that. Let's go to the snowfall 10-to-1 ratio on the GFS. This is the GFS. GFS actually is not showing significant right there, but I don't think that's got to be what the local news is going off of, is the GFS total snowfall 10-to-1 ratio. I don't think it's going to be that small. According to what I've been seeing, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be insane. So let's see this. Oh yeah, never mind. There you go. Missouri 21-19. Oh man, exactly what I thought. So right where I'm at is you can go anywhere from 14 inches and take a jog 25 miles now, 25 miles to the south, and you wind up with 19 to 20. Now you start jogging over to the Ozarks area, 19, 20, 17, 21. You see, just by moving the cursor around, like watch, there's 20 there, 19, 18. Every mile you get away, and like that. So let's go over here. Man, this would be one hell of a freaking thunderstorm if it was not snow. Oh my god. This thing would probably be putting some beautiful tornadoes down. Just saying. So, 19, 21, 20. That's on the snow depth. What's the Kutra saying? This is where it's going to be fun. The Kutra is usually really, really, really close. Kutra is stating 17, 15, 12, 11. So if I'm going to go by the Kutra, I'm going to look at about 12 to 18 inches still in my area. Well, about 12 to 16. I mean, there could be some spots, like I said, like right here, these bands are going to track over. And when they track, they're going to mean business. Because they're going to be so heavy at times that you might not be able to see to actually drive. I mean, that's just insane. 2 inches. That shows 2 inches of ice right there. And that's on the NAM. Now the NAM 3 comes. Let's see what that shows. Yeah, I know I'm going through these again, but the model's changed. The model is just updated. So, right here. If you watch this right here, you watch how it builds up. Now let me go over here to go back to the GFS. Oh, which one was it? CFS? Nope, it's GFS. I'm getting tired. Total snowfall on the Kutra GFS model, and that still puts us at pretty significant. And so if this shifts, if this thing shifts more north, this is Missouri, right here. So northern Missouri is 10, 13 to 17. So yeah, I am still right. I'm still gonna keep it about 12 to 16 inches of snow for my area. I mean, there could be pockets where the heavy bands of snow could zoom in and track and track and track and track and keep tracking. And when they keep doing that, those bands of heavy snow are going to produce a lot of snow very quickly. So now let's go over to the freezing rain sector. Oh wow. This is just insane. 2.45. Little under 3 inches of ice. That's 2.5 inches of ice. And once again, that 2.5 inches of ice is, let's go back over here. Once again, Missouri's in state of emergency. 2 inches of ice is 2,400 pounds on 500 feet of cable. It's 9.6 times heavier on there. That's insane. 0.5 inch ice adds 150 pounds on the cable. 1 inch of ice adds 600 pounds on 500 feet of cable. 1.5 of ice adds 1,350 pounds on 500 feet of cable. 2 inches of ice is 2,400 pounds. Now you can do the math. You put another ½ inch of ice on there and you're over 3,000 pounds on cables. You're going to have trees falling, power lines falling, telephone poles snapping. They're not going to explode, but your telephone poles are going to crack and they're going to expand and pow, and it's going to sound like they're exploding. It's going to sound like the trees are exploding. It's going to sound like everything's popping and breaking. It's cracking and breaking from that weight. So the weight is on top. And when you put that there, it's slowly going to bend it, pow. Bend it, pow. And that's when you're going to have trees falling and branches falling. And that's going to also make a very bad hazardous situation, because if you turn around and you're outside or shoveling your driveway underneath trees, watch above you to make sure the trees are not bending. If they're bending down, you don't want to walk underneath of them, because that tree can fall at any time. This is a major winter storm and ice storm event. Once again, if you look right here on these, this is how big that storm is. It is gigantic. We're in the 90 to 95% we're going to see some crazy weather. This map right here is about 2 hours old. This map right here, this one's from earlier this morning when it wasn't really showing anything this morning. And that's what's crazy. Yesterday, we were only in 1 to 3 inches of snow out here. Now, this was yesterday. This is Missouri. 3.2, 3.7, 3.9. So we were anywhere from 1 to 3 up here down to 5. So my area was 3 to 5. And then, look at that. 10 to 7, 12 to 7. This is the very next run 6 hours later. This right here is absolutely insane. 2 different scenarios. European model, GFS model. (12 to 18, 8 to 12). Ice storm impacts. This is not a storm to go drive out and have fun in. This is a storm to take very serious. 15 to 20, 8 to 12, 12 to 18. This is not a storm to play with. This storm right here, if you venture out and you get stranded, you're not going to be able to call emergency officials. It's state of emergency, so there's no emergency officials that are going to be going out to assist on anything that you need. Let me adjust my tripod real quick. Hold on, because that's going to be too dangerous. Oh, that's what I need to go over too. The dangerous wind chills. This is another topic. All right, hold on. Let me go back to the models. Let's go to temperature. Oh, what are we on? Are we on the, yep, okay. This is how crazy it's gonna be. Look at that. You're gonna have some dangerous wind chills. You get that Arctic cold just swooping down from Canada. Alright, so, I'm going to pause this so I can explain what this map is to anybody that may not know what this map is. Right here, you got, okay, hi White Castle, cool. So you got negative 40, 35, so negative 40 is like the white, 35 is kind of getting more into the pinkish, negative 30 is pinkish, negative 25 is more purple, then negative 20 you have more defined purple, negative 15 you get more back into the lighter segment, negative 10, negative 5, so this is what you look for right here. All these hot colors right here, these warm colors, that's warm. All this so pretty much from 0 right here, dead center where the mouse is, that's going up and down, all the way to the left is cold. This way, from dead 0 right here, all the way right is warm. So now, when you go back over here, I don't know why my computer keeps doing that. watch how cold this gets. This is very important because if anybody goes out and you travel and you slide off the road or you can't get anything, make sure you have water in your car, make sure you have food in your car, make sure it's not something you have to heat up, make sure you have all the essentials and necessities that you need, a blanket, a flashlight, a coat, generators, anything that you can have. If you have to travel in this, go slow, take your time, and allow extra braking distance. It's not worth risking your life. Normally, I wouldn't make a really big deal about this crazy weather, but when you see the wind chills going into negative 20s and negative 25s, and a lot lower than that. So let's see, hold on, let's go back here. We gotta go all the way. Let's let it go back to where Missouri is in that purple. Alright, so you can see negative 12, negative 10, up here's negative 19. Watch that drop. Look at that. Negative 17, negative 10. And see, I don't really think that's exactly all that correct. Let's see what the Kucher ratio is on the temperatures, because I think that it's not giving us exactly what we need to know on those temperatures, because it's going to be a lot colder than that. Wind and temperature, surface and precipitation. Let's go back up here to that dew point real quick. Oh no, here, the wind chills. What I was trying to find all along. Alright, yes, so that's a hell of a, the wind chill heat index, the 2GAL. So let's go over here. There's the negatives. Negative 13 in my area. Let's just see. So then it goes back up. It warms back up after it goes negative. Wow. Damn, that is a massive, oh wow. Negative 21 degrees. This is the dangerous. This is on Sunday. This is the 06Z. Sunday, 2026. This is going to be insane. you're gonna have some dangerous wind chills. I mean, just on Saturday alone, -11, -14, -15. -12s. But then again, like you look up here, -27, -34s. It's really cold up north. But I got, like, once again, look at that cutoff line right here. You see that very, very thin cutoff line? It's doing the same thing with the snow that it is, same thing with the temperature that it is with the snow. So it's put it in play. You can kind of see how that thing bounces. Look at that. It surges down, then surges up, surges down, and then pushes through the rest. Temperature and wind barbs. Once again, watch it surge down. That is an Arctic cold front. That is going to be extremely cold. Extremely cold. And not to mention, I want to say, let's go back. Those wind barbs are all over the place. It doesn't look like the wind's going to be too bad of a factor in this one. And watch that. Look at that. It went from being a negative to the dew points to bow. Dew points came in heavy and strong. Let's see what the wind's going to be. That's going to be another thing is, are we going to have blowing snow? Are we going to have a lot of wind with this storm? Yeah, big wind field over there, like, whew. So, right here, you're not really looking at too bad of wind. Let's go back to the beginning. No, I wouldn't say the wind's going to have too bad of a factor on this. I mean, you're going to have a decent amount of wind. I mean, at times you're going to have 20-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah. It's going to be racing from the west to the east. Those winds are going to be racing northeast. That's going to be insane. This storm is insane. And that's why I wanted to hop on here and make a live. Because the storm is insane. I wanted to hop on here and make a live so you guys can see what I'm seeing. And I can tell you guys, hey, this is what it's going to do. This is what I'm thinking it's going to be. Blah, blah, blah. You know. Thank y'all for tuning in too. This is just, it's incredible. I mean, yeah, that's my setup, by the way. So, do 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 do. Let me go back to the winter weather. I want to see something else real quick. HRRR. HRRR don't show too terribly much, but what is this, the ECMW? Yeah, watch this storm ramp up. There he goes. So ECW don't really show much. I'm gonna stick more of the. I'm think I'm gonna stick more of the GFS. The GFS or the Euro. Once again, let's see what this is doing. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's go back to the HRRR, and let's go back to the winter weather. Let's go to the Kutra, the total Kutra, and let's go over here and scroll back down so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. You can see how it's building in. You see how there's two storms right here. Like, watch this. Let me zoom back in. I want to show you guys this. This is what caught my attention. You see how there's two storms? Look at that. Two separate storms. And Missouri is right in the crosshairs. The HRRR still isn't as impressive as what the GFS is. You can look down at here. The total Kutra. Let's go ahead and play this. This is the total Kutra snowfall, and I'll show you guys the 10 to 1 in a minute. But this is the one that I'm going with. It's the one that's staying more consistent and staying right where it needs to be. It's the one that makes most sense to me. You can kind of already see that. That's what I'm saying. You can see it spreading up. You see how this is spreading up? It's going to be one heck of a show. Alright, so let's go back here. And to 18. So yeah, 12 to 18 inches. 13 right there. And then you drove not even 50 miles, 60 miles to the south. Let's say less than 100 miles. From this point right here, where I am, at 13 inches, you drop down to there, you're at 16. That's maybe 50 miles. That's not a jog at all. I mean, that's just a very short jog. Now, if you keep going south, As soon as you get into Arkansas, you're looking at 24, 26, 27, 28. But then you go over here to Springfield, and you're looking at 12, 13, 15, 21, 17. Springfield is right here. 17 inches there, 21 there, 20 there. And you got 9 and 10 up here next to Troy. And then Hannibal areas over here. Quincy's up here. So Quincy, you're probably going to be getting like 6 or 7 inches of snow. I mean, you can tell already by all the different models and all the different scenarios I've went over in this video pretty much what it's going to do. So, that was this GFS. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. The hazards. Put another flag right here. Look at that. That's a huge. I mean, just take that in consideration. That is a huge, huge snowstorm. It's insane. Now, go back to the forecast. That's some insane temperature differences. Wind chill. Your wind chill is going to be insane. Alrighty. So, hold on. I went back too far, man. So let's see what the 10-to-1 ratio looks like with the GFS. I can already tell you, as of midnight, the model runs have changed. So the model runs are probably going to change again tomorrow. You can see where the ice is. That big old heavy band of red, that is ice. And a lot of snow. So we got this. Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to call me. And then we're gonna go. Jesus. Sorry guys. Somebody won't stop calling me. I'll call you back, whoever you are, but right now I'm in the middle of it live on my weather. So, let's go back and look at the NAM real quick. I don't mean to keep ignoring somebody, but I'm doing live. I'm actually working, doing my weather. It's something that I love to do, and I'm not going to stop that for nobody. Wow. Yep, there you go. 16 and 17. It didn't change much. It's just still doing its fine tuning. That's still absolutely just that's the NAM. And when the NAM says that, it's on. Wow. HRR still really ain't showing too much. But the HRR really don't show a whole bunch until, like, really until tomorrow is when the HRR is going to start showing some stuff. Tomorrow morning. Wow. Well, the CFS is showing some pretty significant snow still. 22, 17, 19, 12. See, look at that. You got 12 here. Watch this. You got 12 there. Cape Girardeau is 29 inches. This is Cape Girardeau. This is Poplar Oak Bluff, Cape Girardeau, Sikeston, New Madrid, all southern Missouri. You come up right here, St. Louis, 19. You take a little jog this way. Right here. 12 to 19. Like, okay, see, look, 19 inches right here. You see these different layers? Alright, for instance, I'm going to show you this. Let me see if I can zoom in. And let me adjust this. Each and every one of these is different color. You can see the layers inside of it. Okay. You can see the layers inside of all this right here in the red. Now watch. You got 12 inches there. 19 inches. I barely moved maybe 10 miles. 12. Look at that. You see how much those cutoff difference is? That's insane. I'm just barely moving my finger back and forth. I mean, you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm like, computer. Just wobbling my finger, and that's why they cannot get the forecast right. Because they're looking up here. 9 inches. 10, 12 inches. This, well, on the other hand, this is just insane. Almost 3 feet of snow. What? Are you... what? That's insane. I mean, 33, 34, 31. I mean, wow. If that plays out to be like that, that's just gonna be... that's just gonna be ridiculous. But what everybody seems to be going after, on the going trend, is the GFS. So we're going to show you. You're still looking at 15. You're still looking at a foot of snow. So anywhere from 12 to 16 inches of snow. And then everywhere, so Oklahoma and Kansas City and Missouri, y'all are looking at all this right here. Now, on the other hand, though, I mean, if you go back to the other model, and then you look at this right here, back. Look at that. You can see the swath of it. All of this down here is probably going to be a lot more ice. If this is going to fall into the ice place, no, that's not going to even be close to 31 inches, because the more ice you get, the less snowfall you get. A lot of ice is going to make them snowfall totals drop. It's not going to start as snow. It's going to start as an ice and just ice, and build up. If all that ice was snow, this is probably what y'all would be getting. Well, let's go over here and see what is on Facebook for now. Chris Higgins, he just put on here, major impact. A major high impact winter storm remains on track and unscheduled for this weekend. Metro area, he's still saying 8 inches of snow. I know where he's coming from. He's going on the GFS. He's going on the GFS. That's where he's going from. There would be a lull between two waves, 1 and 2. That would come Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening at the very least. The snow will become very light, diminishing to flurries. It could even completely stop for a few hours. The lull would be roughly from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Wave 2 will surge in here rapidly Saturday night, with snow increasing rapidly between 10 and 1 a.m. from the west to the east. Wave number 2 will end up dumping the vast majority of the snow for this winter storm. Once the snow starts, it will be steady and range from moderate to heavy, though through the night into Sunday morning. Snow rates of 1 inch per hour will be possible during the hours just before and after sunrise. This is when the majority of our accumulation will occur. Snow will gradually decrease to light snow by mid-afternoon, then diminish to flurries by evening. Blowing snow drifts. Yes, we will have the wind. Alright, so here it is. Blowing snow drifts. This is where it's going to be dangerous. If you guys are out there, you got to think 10 to 15 degrees negative wind chills, on top of 20 to 25 mile an hour winds. Those wind chills are going to feel like negative 20 and negative 30s because of the wind. It's not going to be negative 30 and negative 20. It's going to be roughly between negative 10 and 15 degrees in the negatives. But then you add in that heavy wind of 25 mile an hour gusts, and this is what it's going to be. This will also drive wind chills into the negative 10s and negative 15 range of times. No, this is not a blizzard, because winds will fall well short of blizzard criteria, which is 35 miles an hour. Well, on my thing, I was just looking at some winds that were exceeding 35 miles an hour, so it could very easily turn into a blizzard if it wanted to. Total accumulations. We will continue to narrow down the forecast on the storm track. Available moisture and possible mitigating impacts Saturday of the very dry air in the pre-storm environment. So, alright. The forecast for major winter storm remains on track, and the final accumulation for the Metro St. Louis is likely to end up at the top of our forecast range, up around 8 inches, if not a little bit more. Heavy snow totals are on track for spots that see the heaviest of both wave and 1-2. which is why we continue to look for a swath of 10 to 12 inches to 16 inches lining up for parts of our central and southwest and southeast Missouri communities, as well into southern Illinois. As always, we continue to elevate all the data as it comes in. This is from Chris Higgins, Fox 2 News. Now, when you go over here and you look at it, I don't think that it's quite, I mean, he's good, but I think it's going to be more. I called the last one. I was more right about the last one. The last snowstorm, I was pretty much right on the damn money on that one. I nailed it. So, I'm going to go with my best judgment. So the National Weather Service hasn't posted anything yet. Not anything extra. Wind chills, negative 40 to negative 55. Hey, Adam, damn. St. Charles, Missouri scanner, 12 to 18 inches of snow still. 3 hours ago. I'm still gonna lean into the 12 to 18 inches of snow. I definitely, I feel comfortable with that number. I feel confident with that number. It could change. If it changes tomorrow, then I'll come back and do another live and update it. But I feel really confident on what I think it's going to do. Down south, I'm going to say y'all going to get anywhere from an inch and a half of ice all the way up to 2.5 inches of ice. Right now is the time to prepare. Get your necessities. Go to the store. Oh, and they are selling out of everything at stores. There's no hamburger. There's no chicken. There's no milk. There's no bread. What's the deal with everybody buying the milk and the bread? Like, we going to survive off milk and bread, y'all. All right. It's one of those. Oh, man. I don't know what I was even looking at there. Hey, The Day After Tomorrow. That's a hell of a good movie. Don't be prepared. Be scared, or whatever Ryan Hall says. Toilet paper hoarding severity index. Now here comes the funny things coming along. Oh man, it's gonna get funny. Thunder ice storm. So we're gonna have lightning in this. Oh man, I hope it thunder snows. I hope she thunder snows. Georgia just now declared state of emergency. Well, 8 hours ago. Yep, that's St. Louis for you. And that's what our grocery stores look like, guys. Wow. Wow, that's insane. Ice storm warning. Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be really, really nasty. And there you guys go again. It played off exactly what I was just saying. 12 to 18 inches of snow. Right there, right on the map. I'm good. I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. I'm not being cocky, but I've been saying this for the past week, that this storm that's coming in has potential. I wasn't going to sit there and talk about it too much because I know how the storm last year was with the 24 inches. It came in it said it was going to be big, then it just said it's going to be small, then it came to big, then it went back to small, then it went back to big. It just kept kind of playing. That last minute, it's like a hurricane. This picture, this is like a hurricane. You guys ever know, you ever seen those hurricanes coming from the Gulf, and they come up, and they hit Florida, or they hit that coast right there? You ever seen how they wobble? Like, it'd be in Pensacola, then all of a sudden, it's in Panama City Beach. Then all of a sudden, it's in Tallahassee. Then all of a sudden, it's in Apalachicola Bay. Then all of a sudden, it's over here in Jacksonville, Florida. It wobbles. I mean, that thing can wobble. Like, I was in Panama City Beach when Hurricane Michael hit. And it said it was going to come into the west end of Panama City Beach where I lived. It actually wound up hitting off the Panama City Beach, so it hit Panama City. Panama City Beach and Panama City are two different separate places. It went across the bridge and hit Panama City. It still hit us really hard on the beach. It was catastrophic and devastation, and oh my God, that's not something you want to relive when you're actually living there and that's your hometown. It hits you a little different. But we evacuated, we came back. We didn't even know if we were going to come back to a house or not because it was that bad. It was a Category 5 hurricane. And we evacuated an hour and a half inland and still felt the hurricane force winds. So this, and what I'm trying to get across to it is as it comes up, they wobble. Those hurricanes wobble. Those spaghetti models wobble. It's kind of what this storm's doing too. It's wobbling. For instance, you see the tornado in there? You see how she wobbles? That's what this storm's doing. The same thing. That's insane though. So that's my prediction right there. I'm gonna still keep 12 to 18 inches on the table. Springfield and Poplar Bluff and Joplin, y'all, if those heavy bands of snow track like they say they are, you can wind up with 20 to 24 inches of snow. Now, if it goes north, that can change everything. So if this thing shifts north in the next 20 hours, 24 hours, let's see. No, about 20 hours, because right this time tomorrow it's going to be snowing. So, well, actually about 10 o'clock tomorrow night it's going to be snowing. So, yeah, in about 20 hours it's going to be... The thing still can shift. If she shifts north, we're going to wind up with a lot more ice. That's why these snow accumulations are very small down here. Paducah, Kentucky, 4.8. That's because all this is getting ice. If this wasn't all ice down here in Paducah, Poplar Bluff, Jonesboro, Martin, Clarksville, Bowling Green, Richmond, Louisville, Evansville, if all that was not getting ice, like Cincinnati and all that, that would be... Actually, Cincinnati's probably going to be more snow. But everywhere else, this blue line, all the way down, that's... If it wasn't getting ice, those numbers would be just like everything up here. So, once again, if you guys have to go out, make sure you have your necessities. Make sure you have everything you need. Make sure that if you get stranded, you have heat, you have water, you have food, you have a no radio, or some way to get help. You may not have cell phone service. Make sure your car has transmission fluid, oil. Make sure your brakes are good. Make sure you have brake fluid. Make sure you have washer fluid for the wipers, because with all this snow and ice, it's going to be very hard to see it. If you don't have that, that's going to cause a major headache, and that can be very dangerous. Now, another thing I just noticed, Jeff City, 18 to 24. Guess what? Jeff City is over here. That's why I'm saying Springfield, Missouri. Y'all are still going to wind up at 18, at least 18 inches, if not 24. So between 18 and 24, that's just 2 feet of snow. That is historical amount of snow. I think the most snow I've seen in Missouri, which in my area, which I was surprised, was 24 last year. If it does it again this year, that's going to be insane. And with the snow doing this, guess what that means for storm chase season? Shoot, 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 shoot. Means we're going to have some good storms. And pull this off here real quick.